do I watch the basketball game, one or the other. But I'll go through those in a minute. The good news is we have Blue Care Network with a 11.45 decrease. So they continue to be what we call the champion out there. They have a great product. It's a Blue Care Network. It's a Blue Cross product. They have found a way to deliver it at a very low cost. And one of the things that we did was we added this carrier to any of our collective bargaining agreements so that we could give the employees the opportunity to pick that plan. So that's a huge win. Blue Cross Blue Shield overall, and this is our actives and our retirees, we're looking at like a 9% increase, which is not bad.
Comparatively to them.
Right, and you know, I asked John O'Connor from 44 North, I said, where are you seeing renewals? And he said, we're seeing them anywhere from 15 to 20%. So I think no one likes a 9% increase, but I think with the way the market is and some of the uncertainty that's been happening with what's going to be happening to the marketplace coverage and what's happening to healthcare in general, it's a pretty good number. And I know for planning purposes, I mean, Jason, we say put in 10%, I mean, just to cover ourselves. So that was a good number there. Half is an 11% increase. And this will be a challenge, I think, for us going forward. I think what we're going to start seeing is less and less. Yeah, and they're not. They're really pricing themselves out of the market. And I think when you put the HAP plan next to the Blue Care Network plan, we're going to start to see a migration. We're going to start to see our employees probably.
Question, do you think, during open enrollment?
We will. We had some of that last open enrollment, but I anticipate that we'll see more. And so we are going to bring HAP in, and we're going to talk about it. And I think for them, you know, they're to the point where if we continue to keep losing business, I mean, all they're going to do is just adjust their rates accordingly. And we'll have to deal with those types of things, I think, ongoing. It's going to be, you know, the healthcare gain is going to be evaluating carriers and options, and you know, we may see HAP fall away from the choices that our employees make. But I think the good news is that we can give them 3 different products. We've got, you know, a great product with BCN, and we've been able to kind of cost contain the Blue Cross Blue Shield.
How many employees have chosen HAP?
I think we have 141 contracts for HAP.
The majority are with Blue Cross, though, I think.
Yes, they are.
When's open enrollment?
Open enrollment will be May 1st through May 14th. So that's why I needed to bring these rate sheets, and I'll pass these out, and then we can kind of go through.
So you said Blue Care Network went down, you said?
Blue Care Network went down. So that's the first one that we'll go over.
What's the coverage compared to now? Is it better?
Coverage-wise, it's comparable. And the good thing about Blue Care Network is you're using the Blue Cross Blue Shield network of doctors. So it's kind of the best of, you get the best provider network and
Recruiting giving the ladies
a smaller premium.
making me look like a food.
Yeah. So right now we have 4 different plan designs with Blue Care Network, and you can see all the tops of these sheets will have what the deductible is, the copay, prescription coverage, the mail order coverage, an office visit copay, the Cairo visits, urgent care, preventative care, and then the max out-of-pocket expenses are not applicable under our plan design. You'll see some columns underneath. You'll have the current monthly cost and then the renewal cost. We do not use an HRA structure with Blue Care Network either. So this is just buying the straight up premium, and we don't buy a high deductible plan with Blue Care Network. We don't need to, because it's very, very affordable. So you can see that it decreases across all 4 of the suffixes, all 4 of the plan designs. So that was the easy one. This is probably more data than you ever wanted, but I just wanted to make sure that you can see that we're dealing with a lot of plan designs because we have many contracts that many people have retired after and you know, we have to keep their coverage to what was in their collective bargaining agreement. This sheet here, this first one is our active employees, and then the next 3 sheets are all retirees, okay? So just for purposes of discussion, the first sheet is probably, well, you know, from a budgeting standpoint and from an open enrollment standpoint is most important because this is where the rates develop for open enrollment. The rates that you want to look at are what we call the all-inclusive, and they're in the middle of the sheet in those yellow highlighted boxes. So let's take a look at, we'll just use the Division 3, it's suffix 10. It'll be the 3rd column over to the right. Once again, you'll see all the specifics of their plan design. You're going to see the box that says all-inclusive renewal. So those would be the monthly amounts. Underneath that, you'll see the current monthly cost and then the renewal cost. And then if we bought the product fully insured without doing a $2,500 and $5,000 deductible that the city reimburses to, if we bought that product fully insured, you can see all of that column in purple, and that's quite a difference. I mean, from a family standpoint, that employee would be paying 20% of $2,600 a month versus 20% of $1,847 a month. So it's a substantial difference. You might even wonder if this high deductible model is still working, and it is. I have another graph sheet that I'll be sending out to you. But for the past 4 years, by moving to this high deductible plan and buying a lower cost monthly plan and then reimbursing through our own city-funded HRA, we've saved at least $600,000 every year on insurance premium cost. And it's two-way street to the employee too, because they now have a vested interest in this.
On that one that we were going through here, the numbers on the bottom in yellow, what are these numbers? What do they represent?
Where it says hard cap and 20%. So under PA 152, you have 3 options. Your community can opt out, you can adopt the hard cap, or you can adopt 20%. Okay. So the hard cap would represent, that would be the cost share for the employee.
Okay, and that's per month. Or is it
Per month.
And then on the far left, it's either single, 2-person, family, all that.
Right.
Oh,
So under the hard cap for that family plan, the employee would be paying $628 a month. Instead, because we've adopted the 20%, they're going to pay the $413 a month.
Right.
Sheila, I know we kind of briefly talked about it, but is there any, I don't know, on retirees, does the pension pay their medical?
Police and fire does reimburse for some, but not on the general side. It's all general fund money.
I was just wondering if there was any way we could financially maybe offer some incentives to retirees to switch plans. You know, I don't know if it's feasible or legal or any of that stuff, but. You know.
There's court cases, you know, pending in the courts. I mean, most recently there was a decision in Hamtramck where, you know, it did say that communities could modify retiree coverage. It wasn't. No, I know, but I'm just saying, there's a lot of. Sorry, there's a lot of case law that's in the works. There's been cases in, Warren, right now. No, it's like, I can't think of it's the Sloan case. But there's been some major cases that are pending through. I mean, Pontiac was also one of the communities that did that. So, I mean, I think what we have tried to do is to say, you know what, we have this high deductible. Is it still working? Because if it's not working, then we gotta look elsewhere. And I will tell you that every year we go through and we do a self-insured evaluation. So we said, what if we just, the city of Taylor, say we're just going to be self-insured? We're just going to insure our own healthcare costs. The presentation that we went through, it was a side-by-side analysis. If you're going to do, you know, just Blue Cross would just take on their Blue Cross portion, or if they would combine and take on all contracts, Blue Cross in half. They're projecting that we could pretty much spend anywhere from $9.6 to $11 million. That it's not a safe risk for the city to take right now. Because what they're doing is they're working off of claims from the past 12 months. We've had some claims that have been over that 100K, stop aggregate loss, and it's just not a viable option for the city. But we'll continue to look at it every year, because maybe at some point it will be a viable option.
Does anybody want to do 26 in the summer 20 years consent agenda?
I'm going to hand out the HAP sheet so that you have those as well. And it's the same format. I put the actives on the top page,
Yeah.
but it's the same. Right. And I think this will kind of help you, that some of the bargaining groups are across the top, so you know which groups are which. But once we get all these rates approved, we will do we'll do a healthcare cost containment meeting with the union leadership. And then we'll obviously have all this detailed information for the employees through the open enrollment system. So along with their rate information, they get, through the online system, they get to see what their choices are. They get to see the summary plan designs for each of the carriers. And then they can analyze from a cost standpoint or a plan design standpoint or a network standpoint what works best for them.
So that's primarily, the open enrollment is primarily for them to look online, plus, I don't know if to call it training, but what you give to, I don't know, department heads or union leaders. There's no personal interaction, there's no come to City Hall and everything's done online.
Yeah, at any point, at any time, anyone can come and talk to us about their benefits. We're always open for that. We have some employees that'll call 44 North directly. Like if they say, look, I want to know if this doctor's,
Right.
my insurance is going to cover it. So we have those resources that they can utilize for their open enrollment choices. The summary plan designs, they're pretty comprehensive, and they lay out everything. Any service, what's covered, what's not covered. It's a pretty well-crafted document to kind of do a side-by-side analysis of what they're interested in. We are looking to have some on-site enrollments for some of the other products that we have, like the life insurance, if they want supplemental, if they want accident insurance, critical care coverage. We are looking to bring some representatives on-site and also do a 1-800 number or a call center number that we've done in the past.